Hi. So it's kind of hard to start up with a whole new operating system, and nobody really wants to try and reset your entire computer and have nothing to go back to. And so we're going to call this episode No Commitments, because it's possible to run Linux from a DVD or from a USB flash drive on your computer without having to install it on the computer. So you're not going to make any changes to your hard drive. You can evaluate Linux using this and use it for quite a while. It's a little bit slower, but it works quite well, and it's a good introduction. So we're going to be doing it this way.
We're looking at Windows XP, and I've already inserted the DVD that contains Zorin-OS, our Linux operating system. So you go to My Computer and you can see it right there. I had burned this from the ISO image that I had downloaded earlier. So now the thing to do is to restart the computer so we can boot it up in Zorin. When the computer boots up, it shows you this splash screen, and there are several options here. F2 to set up, F12 for network boot, which we don't do, and Escape for a boot menu. This computer will let me have a custom boot menu, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll press Escape. And it will give me some choices. I'll use the down arrow and say that I want to boot to the CD-ROM drive instead of the hard drive. And it runs, and now here we are. So this is the bootloader for Zorin-OS, and I have some options here. Boot to the live system, which is what we'll be doing. There's also things like safe graphics mode and stuff like that. So booting to the live system, Zorin will start up, and it will show us that it's making slow but steady progress. I cut that a little short. Now it's building the desktop. And you have to bear in mind that at this point nothing at all is going on with the hard drive. All this is happening between RAM and the DVD. So this is our Zorin-OS desktop. It looks pretty familiar. It has a link to install, which is nice. We're not going to be doing that. There are things that you're used to: Trash, Home, My Computer. Down here it tells me the time, right? I can launch an email program, adjust the volume. This is my network controller, and it's showing me that wired connection 1 is connected. If I had wireless, then it would also have that as an option. You'll notice I didn't have to load in any drivers. Linux typically comes bundled with all the drivers you need. Here we have Google Chrome, the default web browser, a file manager which is called Nautilus, and this is a media player. Over here we have our start menu, or no menu. So it looks like your regular Windows start menu system, accessories and graphics, and Office and stuff. And so Zorin comes with a bunch of software already installed. And we also have system settings that's kind of like your control panel in Windows. So let's Office, because that's the thing most people like to look at. We're using an open source program called LibreOffice. This is a free program that has many of the same features and functions and behavior as Microsoft Office. And so we have spreadsheets and presentation like PowerPoint, text, a drawing program, a formula editor, which is nice. Let's open the word processor. And here it is. And it's I think a little clunky looking, but for the most part it's rather like Microsoft Office 2003. So we have menus that do much the same kind of thing that you're used to. Now if we open My Computer, then we bring up the File Manager here, and it's showing us the disks that we have available. Here's our hard drive. And these are the files that are normally used by Windows. There's our Windows folder, Documents and Settings, that's where the user stuff is, right? And let's see, here's my documents. I don't have very many documents. But normally this is where I'd find my documents. I'd be able to open them and edit them and do whatever I want to, even though those are on the Windows side of the computer. So where's all the Zorin stuff? It's under File System. And here we have a bunch of folders. We're probably not going to go into very many of these. The Linux file system is kind of different, but, well, you know, you can get used to it. But we do have Home, where we have folders that make sense, right? Downloads, music, documents, pictures, videos. I don't have any documents. I only have one thing in desktop. And over here we have where I can pull up system settings again. Also I can download updates, add any printers or control them, and shut down the computer. Bear in mind that I'm still running this pretty much entirely from the DVD. And so it's going to spend some time doing some housekeeping. And then I have to pop the DVD out of the tray, close it up, and then press enter, and it'll power off.